Welcome back to the MOMLINE. I'm Hannah Rachel.
And I am Orpaz Levy.
We are on episode number 7, and today's topic is the art of saying no. So I just showed you a video of my little toddler son who had some watching time yesterday, and I put a little timer, it's like I gave him a heads up, told him a few minutes before, in 5 minutes we're turning off the iPad, and I came after 5 minutes and he was shattered. And you know something? No matter how many times I do this or pause, it doesn't change. It's very cute, but it's heart-wrenching.
I'm gonna tell you an answer off topic because I didn't know that it was about an iPad, but off topic, I'll tell you that at this age, don't give them an iPad. And then just get rid of that whole ordeal.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But they're so used to it.
But their brains are not made for it. They really aren't. But that's off topic. What we're gonna say about the art of saying no is that I'm bringing this all back to, once again, our theme is that when you know better, you mother better. When you know better, just like what I told you now about the screens, if you knew about this then, or if you know about anything, you make a decision that is intentional and you know what you're talking about and you make a decision based on knowing, and you're not just randomly saying no, but you are really thinking it through and
You're ingrained.
know.
You're solid with your nose.
Exactly. And you know why you're saying no. You're figuring things out. You're looking things up. You're asking other moms. And when you say no, or when you make a decision in the house with your kids, if you are going to let them watch screens, and if how long, then you know why. So when you're confident like that, your kids hear it in your voice. They feel it, they sense it. When you're just randomly saying no, they hear you're shaky, they hear you're doubtful, and then they know that there's that crack again. We'll give them the example, that when you go to the store, when someone else comes and gives your kid something and something's not kosher, and you say, no, it's not kosher, your kid doesn't have that crazy tantrum and doesn't throw his head on the ground. Why?
Maybe because you're not as solid confident, but I am a new mother. There's so many things I don't know yet, and so maybe he does hear it in my voice. But it really does make my life a lot easier. It makes my life a heck of a lot easier. And I do schedule it into the day. I say first we're gonna organize the pantry and then we're gonna watch.
I love that. Organize the pantry. That's great.
Yes. Okay, so my husband is spending more hours at work these days, and I want to find a way that I can use my time, train them to do good things, but also reward them. And we went on vacation a few weeks ago, and the only thing he wanted to do every time we finished an activity, I want to watch. You can't just undo it. It's like
that's why it's dangerous. But it's like a pacifier. If he's used to having a pacifier, and that's his habit of calming down, and then you take that away and then you replace it with something else. It's not that it's not doable.
So how do you really replace it?
I did not. So how do you replace it?
Yeah.
You give him something else. So what does this give him? This gives him comfort. It's giving him this calm time where he's just, just shutting off. But if I show you what their brains look like when they're playing and when they're reading and when you're talking to them and how it's all lit up, their brain is just lit up. And if I show you what it looks like when they're watching a video, you'll be really upset.
Really?
You'll be really
I'm
sad.
So curious
it's just,
now to see
it's
what it
like
looks
thinking that their brain is on go and on fire and things are working and neural pathways are connecting and their brain is just growing as they're doing anything, even just listening to you. And while they're watching a movie, you know how you feel like you're just watching it in front of the screen and your brain's just kind of in neutral? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what their brain is.
But all day long, their brain is activated, especially
Right.
if you send them to daycare. They have activities all day long. They have rhythmic,
Right.
they have show and tell, they have
Right.
pet
That's
petting.
what our brain. That's how Hashem created us, for our brains to grow and change every single time.
But even for us adults, we also need time to lay low.
Right.
Don't you sit in
Sitting
front of the
down
TV
with
with
a
your
book.
husband?
Not so often. We don't really get to that, but you can transfer that and sit on the couch with a book.
Interesting.
It is possible to
bad
rewire
habits.
your brain for anything.
That's good. That's good news.
So that's how it's potty training. It's getting rid of a pacifier. It's any bad habit that your kid is doing. I had a 1.5-year-old that was going around biting everyone. We couldn't go in public. He was just biting anything around. It was so embarrassing. And you have to rewire it, and you have to think, what is this habit doing? What is it doing right now that the biting is doing? Is it really just a sensation that he needs to bite something? And in this case, it is giving him something. It's that comfort. It's that calmness. So you give it to them in a different way.
In
different form. So the first option that I wrote here is that you have to explain to them why. Even though he's so little, but even when they get older, obviously you give the answer according to their
Say, I'm
age and their
turning this
brain
off
development.
because-
Yes, you say that we are turning this off now, or we cannot watch anymore because, and then you give them the exact time.
I don't
And
want
it
it
could
to
be
fry
the
your
rule.
brain.
And it could be the rule. Yes, it is bad for your brain. Yes, it is bad for your brain. Does he know exactly what you're saying? No. But does he hear in your voice that you know why? And you are so confident, just like saying, it's not kosher? You are so sure that it's not kosher. Yeah. And you are so sure that it's bad for your brain right now.
Right.
So you say, yes, because I love you and we had enough screen time for today.
Okay.
Because Ima and
that.
Abba decided that that's the amount of time that you're allowed to have.
Okay.
Because we only eat candy on Shabbat.
Okay.
Because we only watch TV after we do our homework. And you give them that rule and you explain to them. Sometimes that one-liner works and sometimes you need to give a little bit more.
Okay, so explaining.
So it really depends on the age and it depends on what we're talking about. If it's something so simple or something that's, like my girls will come and ask me if they can go out with, with a bunch of girls and boys together, and then I have to give them a yes or no. Obviously it's not a one-liner, but you still explain why. And you don't just say no.
Something I could relate to is in shul, we have this new habit of every time he gets a lollipop, after 2 minutes, we say, "Iwi, iwi," and he says, "Ima, let's throw it away."
Yeah,
and
that's great.
And we're talking about it, and then he's like, "So next Shabbat, I'm going to go to shul, and I'm going to get lollipop. It's going to be iwi," and I was like, "Oh my god,
that's an awesome association he has going on."
Yes, so I need to say it's just like with lollipops and Shabbos. The iPad is iwi after time.
After 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, after whatever
it's
it is.
Iwi now. Iwi.
Yeah, whatever works for him. If that's the association that works, then you know that his brain understands no because iwi. Okay. No because iwi. I will tell you, try
a good one-liner.
Try replacing the iwi with something else like a real word.
Right.
Because that I promote the correct language and grammatical syntax, and you don't want to stick to the words that they say because they will not know English in the end. they won't know how to speak correctly. So you try replacing it with another word if you can, slowly.
Okay.
So he understands, and then you replace that word with another thing so he knows exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Then we move on to the transition, giving him an emotional transition. So you either don't answer the question when they're so little, like if he's asking a question like, "Can I have this now?" Sometimes I don't want to even say no because I know exactly what's going to happen after. I know the reaction. I know this whole emotional thing. I don't have time for it right now. Or I just don't have patience to hear this no right now. So I just quickly don't even answer the no, and I change the subject. I say something, I do something funny, whatever it is. But I don't even say the word no. I don't even answer the question. And most of the time, they forget what they even asked
genius.
you.
I love when that happens.
It's amazing. And it's amazing seeing how, like, you don't even, you watch them and you see that they totally forgot. It's the cutest thing ever.
Almost like a fish, right? With them, like they forgot what they just asked.
Yeah. And sometimes when they're older, they'll be crying and they're like, let's say they totally went on a tantrum. And then a few minutes later, you ask them why they're crying. Most of the time, they have no idea why. They really do not know why. They totally forget. Their brains took them to a whole nother place and they forgot why. So if I did say no, I say, "No, I'm sorry, you can't have that right now." Boom, I'm off to another thing. I either tickle him, I tell him a story. I'm like, "Oh my God, did you hear today?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Did you hear the ambulance?" I'm like, "What ambulance?" "Oh my God, there was this big accident on the highway." I am making this up right now.
It's really a drama class.
Yes.
You just need to take drama classes to be a good mom.
Yes, and you just throw them off and they're so intrigued and engaged because they love hearing this stuff, especially boys. And girls, you'll tell them things, for the boys, I tell them that I heard an ambulance or a plane and they're into it. And for girls, you'll tell them something else that gets them going.
I think it's the Baby Whisperer that the woman who wrote it, she said that she had an incredible aunt who would always know how to change a subject or create this imagination that no matter what situation she was in babysitting her, she was always intrigued to listen to what she had to say. So that's the art. Yeah. Imaginative art.
We have to learn how to play it. Play it off with our kids.
Yes.
Just setting it up and making something so exciting like, "Oh my God, I made you a coloring station today when you get home." Oh my God, if you would have come home and said, "I made you a coloring, you want to color? You want to color?" "No, Ima, I did that already today." But just your face lighting up and getting so enthusiastic about it, that's where, because his brain is thinking to where you are, remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you're saying, no, then that's where you're sending his brain. His brain is thinking with yours. If you're no and you're sturdy, move on. No, nigma.
How long do you need to take to set up a coloring station? When do you do it?
5 minutes before they get home, 5 minutes before I'm going to pick them up.
Yeah,
if I can think about it before, then I do it. If I'm around, I'm like,
such a good
today
idea.
we'll do a coloring thing. Today I'm going to make you, have a reading station going on. Tomorrow you're going to listen to a CD. Whatever it is, I'll give you other ideas of doing it, but it's totally possible, and it doesn't take that long to set up.
I like that. Yes.
Then we're on to the third thing. Don't use the word no. Even if you mean no, use all the other alternatives that I'll tell you right now, but don't use the word no. Most of the time, my kids will ask me something like, can we watch a movie when we get home? And I know that 100% the answer is no. But I don't feel like dealing with 5 of them hearing the word no now. Not one.
Attacked.
5 hearing the word no now. Why? You're so mean. Why can't we watch a movie? You're always saying no. So I just say, oh, maybe. Do I mean that? No. Are we going to watch a movie? No. But I say maybe. What are they going to say to a maybe? Nope. They have nothing to say to a maybe. Right. So I say maybe. We'll try making it work out tonight. And then if it doesn't work out, and then they ask me again later, and I say, oh, it didn't work out today, right? Maybe we'll try again tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
And you quickly redirect that, but everything is very logical, and you didn't get their emotions all activated there. Right. So it's very logical. Yes, no, maybe, why, didn't work out today. Okay, we'll try again tomorrow. And it's done. Mm-hmm. Another thing is saying yes.
Oh, on a certain...
But on a different day, on a different time.
A certain time.
So my favorite example is when we go to the store and when I have the audacity to take them to a store and they ask me, 5 or 6 of them at a time, and they ask me, can I have this, Ima? And I want to say no. And I'm like, oh, you picked out something really nice. Yeah, sure, but how about on Hanukkah? We'll come back and I'll buy it for you. Hanukkah's 5 months away. Is he going to remember? No. Another thing is,
to take them.
Yes, on your birthday. He's like, really? You'll buy that for me on my birthday? Sure. His birthday's in 8 months. He has no clue. But he heard the word yes, and he didn't hear the word no. Most of the time, the game is ridiculous, and I'll never buy it. And once in a while, it really is something that will stick, and I'll remember that, oh, remember we were in the store that one time, we said we'll buy it on your birthday, and that's what you wanted. But that works wonders. Mm-hmm. It's an absolutely miracle. Another thing to say is I wish we could. Mm-hmm. I wish we could watch a movie right now, but we don't have time. I wish we could do that right now, but we have to sort out the pantry. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is. But when you say, I wish we could, it feels like you're on their side. Right. You're on their team. You're not against them and constantly struggling with them. I feel like
it's constantly changing the focus. It's constantly like, instead of them focusing on the question, it's suddenly like, oh, Hanukkah, birthday, Shabbos. Oh, really? You will? Wow. Yes. It's like totally changing.
Remember, you're leading the way. You are leading. His brain right now is, I want this. And you are shifting and you are redirecting where you want this to go. Okay? So you are moving his brain to a different place. Mm-hmm. Follow me. It's like follow me. And think of it that you're like a magnet.
Right.
And wherever you're leading to, that's where he's going to move on to.
Right.
Now, is this foolproof? No.
Right.
Are there times when your head is going to bang his head in the floor?
Right.
Yes. When your son will bang his head in the floor or on the table? Yes. But most of the time, this stuff does work and it prevents such chaos. And when there's more than one hearing the word no, it helps even that much more.
So we have change the subject, explain why.
Explain why.
Change the subject.
Yeah, give an emotional transition.
Don't say no.
Don't say the word no.
Explain why, change the subject, and never say no.
And when another thing is that when I don't say no, I answer with something like sarcastic or dramatic, like, oh, can I have this candy? I'm like, oh, why do you think I would want you to eat that candy? Do you think that I want your teeth to rot? I don't want you to have cavities. I love you. No, you can't have that. And then what did he hear from that? He didn't hear, no, you can't have that. He heard that I love him and that I care about his teeth. And he heard this like funny, cute little answer. And then the no was the little minority part of it.
Right.
So that's the other way
Adding humor.
Yes, that's the other way to play it off. Mainly, it's that, like, if you're going to be so strict and firm and always say no, which I am that kind of person that I tend to say no because I get these questions from 8 different kids at the same time, and this one says it, and the fastest thing and the easiest thing to say is no, 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 no. We can't do that. We can't do that right now. And really, you have to stop and think before you say no. Mm-hmm. Sometimes You could say yes. Sometimes it does work out, and you could say yes, and you just have to think how you're going to make it work and how we're going to play that and say yes. Other times you still want to say no, but there are times when we say no just because we're too lazy and we don't want to get up right now and turn on the screen. We don't want to. Yes, it's inconvenient. You're inconveniencing me right now, and there's a lot of resentment, and you want to get your stuff done, or you're in the middle of making dinner. He's asking you, even for something so stupid as to like help me get something out of my closet, and you don't want to stop, and you have dirty hands right now, but you could do it. And I heard this beautiful Dvar Torah from Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch. And he spoke about this, and he was talking about saying no to the kids. And then when you're constantly saying no to the kids, it is so draining for them to hear it. And they're drained from hearing no and no and no again. And when you can say yes, if it's not hurting them physically, emotionally, it's not hurting their health, try saying yes. And if you can do that, you win discipline. Because when they'll hear the no from you, and it won't be most of the time, it'll be once in a while, or 1 out of 10 times, or 2 out of 10 times, but not the other way around. And when they do hear that no, they'll know that you mean business. And they'll know that they're going to respect that no now, because Ima doesn't always say no. And when she says no, she knows what she's talking about. She knows why. She has a good reason. We're going to respect that. And when they get older, that really does help. And I see it on my kids that when I say no, their response automatically, even though they'll ask me something ridiculous and they say, oh, like they ask me like, can we go play out in the rain? And it's freezing outside. And I say no. Oh, you're so mean. You always say no. I'm like, no, that wasn't really the reason behind that. It's because I care about them and I don't want them to freeze right now. But when they hear that, you hear that you're constantly saying no, and they're emotionally drained. So try.
Right. So it's reframing the no's into a yes.
If you can.
But it's reframing it. So instead of saying no, it's like yes, but. It's like hiding in the yeses.
Yes, but sometimes I could say yes. Full blown, yes. Can you come and get this out of my closet right now? Can I? Yes. Do I want to? No. Do I feel like it? No. But I could. So if we could and we could give that little extra, believe me, it's better for us to give that little extra push and go do what they want rather than start dealing with kids always hearing no and what the repercussions of that are.
So if there's like one action plan that you can just summarize and give to the mothers listening to this, or Paz, what would it be?
Yeah, first of all, it's knowing why and knowing and making intentional decisions of the rules in our house. And if it's the little things like screen time from the young ages and to the older things that you have to really make decisions of what age the kids are going to get a phone in the house, but you really have to think it through and not just instinctually answer them when they ask you a question. You say, I need to think it through. I need to talk to Abba. I need to think about it. We need to decide. I need to research about it. And we're going to make that decision. But when it comes from a place of confidence, that's the game changer.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want moms to know why they're saying no, why they're saying yes. And when you have that confidence, even when you do say no, the whole house doesn't fall apart.
I like that. I like it. So may we merit to get the real confidence to know what it is that's good for our kids and to portray it with confidence.
Ezrat Hashem.
Yes. And if you have any other ideas, any other questions that you have for our Paz, please let us know in the comments. Reach out to us. Until next time.
And when you know better, you mother better.
L'chaim.
Bye.